Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site there as a post archive thing happening there. And for extra support, I also post on Patreon. And any kind of updates, usually I go about on Twitter X platform. And yeah, yesterday I did some testing regarding the stream qualities and trying to go around and tweaking. I think I spent like almost 2 hours trying to tweak around things, and I think I managed to basically get my setup basically working on both YouTube and Rumble. I think from this moment forward I can stream 1440p on YouTube and basically 1080p on Rumble. Basically, I think it was a little bit of constraint from my end, mainly because of the internet connection, the Wi-Fi stuff happening there, of bandwidth. That's why my Rumble streams were all over the place with a lot of stuttering and skipping frames and all that jazz. I think it was basically OBS was sending, but it didn't manage to take advantage of the bandwidth there, and that's why I had a lot of issues streaming there, even though I was trying to ramp down the quality on YouTube because I thought that was lowering the bandwidth. But yeah. Main point is I will eventually do a test. I'm not sure if today or tomorrow or something like that. I will start see and make a true test, even though I basically stream around like in a private stream, so I can test properly with everything recording, the game working and everything. I've been like 1 hour like full live and trying to see if there was kind of any fall in quality or anything like that, but I seem to manage to put the things in a place that I feel confident that I will now will be doing dual stream or multi-stream. I don't know how you call it. A lot of people call it different names, but yeah. And also later we should have Jedi Fallen another episode. And then of course tomorrow we got some Mutant Year Zero. Just a quick reminder, I did kind of a Shadow of the Erdtree trailer analysis. It was, again, the information that I had at the moment in time. I think I mentioned that in that video. I made kind of a live stream to try to test out some stuff there. It didn't work out well, that's why I basically put the VOD there. But I did the analysis taking certain information in account, some of the lore videos that I've been watching, some of the things we already play through, and some ideas that I already had forming around my head of some concepts that probably there might be wrong, but yeah. And afterwards I watched some like quick analysis on the trailer from the usual suspects that I usually go about regarding gaming analysis, Smalltown, Radatoaster or Radacaster, I don't know how to pronounce that, and other people, also Vatvadia, the usual suspects. Yeah, and I made analysis trying to combine certain ideas there, and I continue to watch, but I will speak more about Elden Ring later. But yeah, I basically made kind of 1 hour kind of live stream trying to put my thoughts there, and what else, and basically that's it regarding the channel. Yeah, let's go to the news. Sorry about that long intro. Finally we got NVIDIA App revealed, which is kind of a unified thing like AMD has for a long time, which is all the functions and settings and everything that is AMD related regarding your GPU. It's always been in on one app, and it was improved throughout time, and it's a very easy to use app. I usually constantly try to monitor things and try to tweak around when I need to. It's very easy to use and very easy to read about the settings and go about the menus and everything. And finally, seemingly NVIDIA, I don't know how they call it, rep or something like that. The NVIDIA app, but I think it's they have a specific name for this wrap or something like that. I'm sorry, but it's in the beta. And basically, the main gist of it, I will leave a video from Hardware Unbox. They did kind of a deep analysis here, comparing the previous two apps that NVIDIA has, which is the GeForce Now and the NVIDIA driver kind of a thing there, that little app, like seems like Windows XP time. But yeah, this at this moment in time, the gist of this is a beta thing. It doesn't have all the functionalities still here. They will introduce it throughout time, so they are supposedly going to improve the app to a certain point that you don't need either the NVIDIA driver thing there and the GeForce Now. And at this moment in time, being in beta, again, you will have basically now at this moment in time 3 apps, which is the NVIDIA control panel, I think it's called, the GeForce Now, and then this beta app. Again, they are accepting feedback from the users, of course, but the majority of, or a lot of the settings are available to mess around here on this new NVIDIA app, except for certain things. There need to be controls still in NVIDIA control panel, which I think is like resolutions, HDR settings, and stuff like that. I think more technical things regarding the monitor, from what I understood, which is basically tweaking around resolution, color correction, things like that. I think they are still bound to that NVIDIA control panel and not yet to this beta version of NVIDIA. And again, the main thing here is you don't need to log in. The only thing that you need to log in here, it's the only field, at least that at this moment in time, at this stage of the app, you only need log in to claim gift things. For example, there was on the hardware unbox video, there was a double XP thing on Call of Duty, something like that, and for you to claim like a voucher, of course they need to log in, so basically from their part they know who claimed the voucher and what voucher was claimed by whom, basically. And that will be something that you, when you have those bundles that they have, when you buy a GeForce GPU with a game bundle, you will have to log in that specific folder, or to log in and claim the game itself for your library. Basically, I think it's the only thing that you really need to log in. The rest can be done done without any kind of login situation there. The update drivers, messing around with everything except for those claiming vouchers thing. And it's a separate folder. Here, the redeem folder. I think it's the only field that you need to log in. If you want to do something about it, then you can log out and everything stays the same. Yeah, from what I understood. But yeah, I will leave the link on the video from Hardware Box. It goes in the deep dive and you can understand what you can expect at this moment in time, at this stage, with the NVIDIA app here. Yeah, and I think he had some. I think they launched something regarding HDR and HDR kind of thing there. I don't know. It's not my thing. I don't have a HDR monitor, so it's nothing that is related to me. Continuing with some hardware stuff. SK Hynix, which is a subsidiary from AMD. I think it is. I think, if not mistaken, AMD bought this company mainly because of the way they go about memory, how they fabricate memories, and I think it was a little bit regarding the GPU, like the Infinity Fabric technology. I think they are kind of that company. They basically do high bandwidth memory. So basically, it's all the rage regarding AI stuff, because they need high memory. So it's like. It's comparable to the CPUs, the cache, the 3D cache. So it's stacked, its memory stacked upon each other. That kind of technology, they are specialized on this one. This, and also Samsung. Basically, they sold all the stock for this year. Basically, the supply is sold out for this year, and they are expecting more growth in 2025. Again, I don't know how this is applicable to like consumer products. I don't know if, for example, AMD is planning in the future using this kind of technology for GPUs or even CPUs in terms of cache, even more than they are at this moment in time. I don't know how they will work there. Because everybody is to a certain degree in terms of technology seems to be advancing on like a tile format. Intel introduced like a tile format, so you basically have a canvas, which is the cheap canvas, let's say, and then they have several tiles, and the tiles are more specialized in certain workloads than others. A lot of weird stuff is coming out, weird but interesting. And I don't know if the GPU side or from AMD, if they are going to try to implement something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, mainly the demand for because of the AI boom per se, that is still on the rise. They really need this kind of high bandwidth because of the workloads, the demand of the workloads itself. They need a very high bandwidth memory. And yeah, basically it's we might see some shortages on some by the end of the year or the second half of the year regarding certain. I don't know if this has some direct implication on consumer market, but I assume not. But then again, we might see some shortage in some this kind of memory in the second half because they basically the supply is it's sold out. Even though this kind of supply and demand market functions like it's like when they buy in front, so they order all of this because usually fabs only have like a certain amount of production per year. It's like the CPUs and the chips for the GPUs on, for example, TSMC. They have like they can only manufacture X amounts of wafers, I think it is called, for example, for the GPUs and CPUs, and they have to be reserved ahead. That's why they basically can tell that they at least the production workflow is basically bought out throughout the year, and they are expecting to this will still significantly increase for the next year. But yeah, we will have to wait and see how this will go about, and if there's going to be any kind of interference on the consumer market regarding like memory. I don't know if this removes production workflow from, for example, DDR manufacturing thing there, because I don't know chips are made in the same factories or not. But yeah, hopefully we don't have any kind of interruption or rising prices on any other consumer market products there. But yeah, at least this is the news at the moment in time. We got supposedly Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, so it's the second game from the remaster. They are coming out again. I covered this even though it's PlayStation 5, but it's only a time exclusive because the first part of this remake already launched on PC from some time now, and this will eventually come to PC also. That's why I cover it. Here on WCCF Tech, they managed to give a perfect score, even though they have some cons that they are not okay. There isn't enough Queen's Blood. I think it's like a mini game there, like a card game of sorts. Then collecting every item for Johnny's Seaside Inn requires excellent in every minigame, and then many plot threads left unfinished to be picked up in part 3, including the impending Shinra and Wutai conflicts. But yeah, I try to watch more reviews. I just watched one more review. Usually the guy doesn't give us scores. I think it's called ACG Gamer or something like that. Usually he gives a more in-depth review, more on the sound design also. Usually a lot of reviews don't touch upon that, but he usually gives some emphasis. That's why I watch him. Yeah, it's not a perfect 10, but from what he told, I think he will give between an 8.5 to 9, or around that, maybe a 9. It seems to improve in some aspects from the first game. It seems to have more open world than the first one, but yeah, this is an interesting one. I never played the original one. I just skipped that one. The first Final Fantasy that I remember playing was Final Fantasy X, if not mistaken. I think it was 10. PlayStation 2 when it came out. I think it's the only game that I played, basically, the Final Fantasy X. But yeah, I'm very interested in playing this remake. I watched the anime Final Fantasy VII Children, whatever it's called. Was Children, I don't, Advent Children, something like that. But the themes there that they have around this IP, the Final Fantasy VII, interests me a little bit, and I will eventually go about it. That's why I cover this review here. But yeah, I will eventually go about playing this remaster, similarly because it's not a perfect remake. Of course, this is like 3D animation, plus there are some tweaks here and there on the story and in some characters there. But yeah. Yeah, seems interesting. If you're following up on this, it seems to be on par at least with the first one. And lastly, this is going to be a little bit the chunk of the of the video for today. But yeah, I've got still a lot of Elden Ring, Shadow of the Tree trailer analysis, and all the investigation people are doing, some deep dives. Again, everybody now basically managed to download this in 4K. They are going to look at every detail and everything. But I gather around here some of the best ones in terms of trailer analysis. Some are short, like 10 minutes, others like go half an hour, or others can go a little bit longer. But at least if you play the game and if you've been kind of following up some lore speculations, like the significance of certain things, I think you'll find it interesting. If you already haven't seen these trailers analysis, of course they are way better than me. Have more in-depth knowledge, and they usually are more scripted than just going through ideas out of my head, which I usually do. But yeah, you get from Facts of Life. They usually cover Elden Ring pretty good in terms of video content. Yeah, we got this one. They have two videos, which is gameplay impressions blew my mind and everything we know complete breakdown. So basically, it's like the first video they launched, if not mistaken, regarding like a quick reaction. And here they go about here with some analysis more on Miyazaki interviews, because after the trailer and of all the videos reacting to the trailer, we got afterwards the release of a lot of interviews that Miyazaki went about, talking about the DLC itself, and of course some Japanese translation. Then we had to wait like 1 or 2 days, and they are tripping a little bit here and there. And then of course got the usual suspects that usually do like huge content regarding lore, regarding Elden Ring. They are now picking apart every word that Miyazaki is saying and try to figure out the significance of the words itself, how they can be conjoined regarding and speculating regarding the DLC and the main game lore, if it does confirm certain things or not. But yeah, very interesting things here. We got the Facts of Life here. Again, I will leave the links in the description below. We got also from Ziostorm. He has been kind of up and coming. I've been following him for some time now, and he's been leveling up his game to a certain degree. Well, lack of better term at this moment in time, he's been increasing his quality in terms of the videos regarding the lore on Elden Ring and everything from software related. He did like a live reaction of the trailer also, but yeah, he got some always very interesting ideas regarding Elden Ring and any kind of software game. I think it's a well-deserved follow-up. We got also from Ratatosk. Again, the name is from the squirrel on Nordic mythology, which is like the guy, the squirrel is the one that traveled through Yggdrasil, relaying messages, and he was always trying to mess around by spreading rumors and the such between the Nordic pantheon of gods. Yeah, it's that little deity there, Ratatoskr. Again, I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, but yeah. I got this video here that I already watched, which is another Shadow of the Erdtree Miyazaki interview. He is going about in more details in certain specific areas. He talks about more about mechanic stuff there regarding the game itself, and I think yeah. And then is this also goes about more in depth afterwards. He tried to confirm a translation from from one of the Miyazaki interviews, so you can get a better sense of how certain things might work in terms of gameplay wise on the DLC itself. He usually does an excellent job when talking about these things here. Then we got here from the Tarnished Archaeologist. I already watched all his videos regarding Elden Ring. He tries to be more accurate as possible regarding like the archaeology. So he tries to get around and find proofs or like physical evidence per se. It's virtual, it's a game, but he tries to find what we can consider visual and physical evidence on the game itself, like the assets and everything, and try to contextualize everything when he tries to explain certain things. And he backs up with visual confirmations regarding anything that he talks about, and it's very good. He gives also a little bit different perspective on things, on how you can think about Elden Ring lore and story and characters and all that jazz. I found it very interesting, some ideas he proposed here. I think one of them is the fact that these are basically two trees. So basically, suppose you got this tree here, and this you got like a parasite tree, which seems to be hugging here and squeezing out the life out of this earth tree, and then that's why this is sapping over. And taking that into account, I completely forgot when I was doing the analysis. Supposedly, the earth sap was something at the beginning with the age of plenty, bounty and plenty, or something like that. When basically life was created out of the sap of the Erdtree. This gives like a recall of something in that sense here, trying to squeeze out the sap of the Erdtree to create life, which is very interesting. That the fact that the parasite tree might try to be squeezed the life out of the Erdtree, and they are kind of similarly burned. Then we got here the veils here. Everybody talks about very similar to the Queen's bedchamber kind of veil happening there. But one thing I completely forgot is the fact that supposedly in some item description, something like that, there is some references to Marika's secrets or something like that, which gave the impression that she can veil or cover up certain things. She has this kind of power to a certain degree, which is very interesting. The fact that veils usually try to cover something, and the fact that it is a shadow realm or shadowlands that is, and it's basically supposedly the first where she started the journey to the lands between. It first started here. If it's something that that she was ashamed, or something that she tried to cover up because something happened in here, and then that's why Michaela might have been had some knowledge regarding this and followed those retraced those steps to the Shadowlands to try and figure out what happened there, to understand something. I don't know, because then start on speculating a lot of stuff. But yeah, and the fact that it goes about in certain aspects of the archaeology itself, there's speculation this is might be like I'm starting hearing about this might been happening, this part here on the shattering, or like pre-shattering, very close to that, or like the final stages of the Crucible era and the entering until that shattering kind of a thing there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because there is a very Khalit wild stuff, kind of fauna or whatever this is called. Again, a lot of people are recalling this as Khalit, not Khalit wilds, like Liurnia of the Lakes, or between that and Limgrave to a certain degree, with some. They mentioned this structure here as Hero's Grave, something like that. Here to other stuff they can, and the following footage. There are some references here and there to things that they are on the lands between. But yeah, again, Shadowland, it's very metaphysical to get literal, on the sense that we don't know exactly what's happening, because yeah, I will stop talking. I will let you see the videos. And lastly, we got this one. I just finished watching basically before recording the daily episode here. And this is Quilag. I heard a lot of reference. I think through Smoketown. I think he mentioned her that as a backup on certain things regarding lore. And I think she has a more metaphysical approach on a lot of things regarding the philosophies, the metaphysical aspects of certain themes, like the scene, how the scene is represented here and there, or something like that. For example, here on this still image, this is cut content, this little thing, which is something related to Centrina, which a lot of people speculate it's the alter ego of Mikela. That basically stores the dream, so you, with this kind of vitamin, you can like steal dreams and thoughts to a certain degree, or store them. And supposedly was maybe part of some cut content regarding a quest to find Centrina, because there was apparently a character, an NPC that was trying to find Centrina, or find Mikela or save Mikela to and tracing back through Centrina, kind of a thing there. It's content, so that's why it's a lot of speculative. But this is like Centrina kind of theme here. We already saw at least one or two of these candles here. I didn't manage to interact with them. I don't know. But it's very similar, and this is supposedly the Erdtree, which is Mikela thing here. Very similar here, so that's why a lot of people speculate that they are basically one is the alter ego of the other. But yeah, and because Centrina is very related to dreams and memories and stuff like that, that's why some people are speculating that you need to touch Mikela as an entry point to the DLC, because probably Mikela was been gathering around memories and managed to, I don't know, gather like catch a memory from his mother regarding these Shadowlands, something like that. I don't know, because supposedly we are going to follow his footsteps throughout the Shadowlands and trying to understand what he went there to do. Yeah. But yeah, basically this is what I got for you today. A lot of stuff from Elden, a lot of speculation, and the fact that I'm doing a lot of lore, listening and watching a lot of lore videos. The fact that I'm playing the game, and having a lot of context on certain things, even though I'm not paying like huge amount of attention to all the details that we are encountering while I play the game. But at least I kind of get some context of the things that I've been seeing. And items and other stuff that are being interacting in the game itself. It's again, it's like Dark Souls 3. I got in love with all the lore and the themes that Miyazaki approaches. And Elden Ring is, I understand to a certain, I'm understanding why it is like the game of the year, if not in probably of the decade. The way not only gameplay wise, the way it gives you like a sandbox, gives you a handful of tools, and it lets you go about and do your thing here. And of course the story, how the story is told, leaves a lot to a certain interpretation. Let people have some discussion, so there is nothing like not everything is written in a certain way to give definitive evidence something. So there is a lot of interpretation to be taken out of the lore itself, which is one of the things that's why people like a lot from software games, especially the Dark Souls series or the Souls-like series. But yeah, I will leave all the videos in the description so you can check them out. And I think I completely forgot to subscribe. I heard about it, but I didn't see anything in depth. But from what I heard, she's very good on a lot of metaphysical aspects of Elden Ring. But yeah, and I think she does live streams covering a lot of stuff there. But yeah, again, I'm subscribed to all of them except for Quaylock. I usually catch up with everything that they do. as much as I can, and yeah, I think they are a decent follow-up there. I'm just going to finish up with some gaming deals. We got BioShock the collection on Steam, 80% off. Again, I already have BioShock Infinite on my thing, so I'm not sure if the price is correct here. The $12, maybe it's $15, $16, maybe, if not mistake. Oh no, this is what we save. Forget about it. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, 80% off. I think it's a great deal here. We got also Batman Arkham Collection. Again, this trilogy of games seems pretty good, especially the Arkham Knight seems to be in a very good position now, given that it's been patched up. I think it's very valuable at this moment in time, and I think it's a good wrap up from the reviews that I saw. We got also No Man's Sky still it's still on the deal, 50% off. If you play the game when it was on the weekend that it was free to play, I don't remember if it was this past weekend or I think it was this past weekend. If you play for free that game, the progression is safe if you buy this, if you buy the game. And they got this new Omega update here. And lastly, we got Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's now 75% off. I think the last time it was on sale, it was 66%, something like that. I think it was like $19 the base game, and then the rest was a little bit increase. But now it's 75%, so it's $15 give or take. But I think the Legendary Edition, I think it's the one that has the Season Pass, that has all the character DLC, so the characters unlocking and their decks there. Same team that they basically go about the XCOM series, so yeah, I think it's very good. And of course, the characters are more based on the Midnight Suns League faction. I don't know how they call it, but it's very in line with the comic book stuff there. And then on GOG we got the Evil Within 1 and 2, Evil Within 75% off, but then you have to buy the DLC, I think, which is the Consequence and the Ensignment. I think they are the story ones, I'm not sure. But then you got this Executioner, I don't know. I never played the DLCs there, so I'm not sure which ones are the story content. And then we got the Evil Within 2, 80% off. It's only the base game. Yeah, I think it's the best price that you can get here. Interesting games and their take on horror. Then we got Fightbuster, very excellent game, even at this price point. $9. It's a blast. If you like kind of roguelike situation there, you got the roguelike first-person shooter mechanics there. Yeah, and the humor is it's a little bit quirky, but it's this kind of humor that I like. These guys are made from ex-developers from BioShock, from the first games of BioShock, if not mistaken. Then we got also the Wolfenstein. This is the 2-pack, which is the Old Blood and the New Order. I made both on the Voidbusters and the New Order. I made some gameplay series there. Should be on the playlist on the main page of the channel. Again, Old Blood is the prequel to New Order, and then you got Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, which is the sequel, 85% off. Again, these games are not on sale by themselves, only as a 2-pack, as a bundle. The games by the isolated, they are not on a deal here. That's why I brought up the 2-pack here. But yeah, excellent deal. This is Digital Deluxe Edition, as I think there are 2 DLCs. There's at least a season pass there. I think they are 2 DLCs, no, 3 DLCs pack, plus Freedom Chronicles Episode 0. Okay, I never managed to play this game yet, so I don't know which kind of DLC it is. But yeah, this is what I got for you today. It's been a long episode, I think. I don't know how long I'm recording for today. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up with a plug on my Patreon. As usual, for extra support. Will be more in line for storage for me to be able to get backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra storage for the video footage that I do for the channel. Yeah, see if not today, maybe this weekend I will try to get around and do some live streams with Elden Ring. I'm even more pumped up to do so now that seemingly I managed to steam out all the inconveniences that I have been having with the stream stuff there. But yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit much streamlined from now on, and I will be able to multi-stream or dual stream or whatever they are calling that between YouTube and Rumble. We'll see. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, Kunamy Master out.